Okay. Huh? Okay. Yeah.
Just to tell me like what's happening. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm more of a person that's like trying to learn stuff. Like, I have basic stuff like if you ever want to explain something, you do that.
Okay.
Just to do this thing.
Okay, we have Vincent versus Frank Diaz. I'm not sure what they're playing. I think Frank is playing a Dark Ride deck.
I think I hear you. Okay. Who is?
Frank. Frank is definitely. I think Frank is playing a Dark.
Oh, sorry. Oh, we're commentating.
Fifth round, Swiss. There's one more round after this. Both these players are undefeated, 4-0. Pretty good position of making the top 8. I'd imagine both these players would make it, even if they one of them were to lose the next 2 rounds. Their tiebreaker is probably really good.
Now, what's guaranteed for top cut? Full record?
I would say 4-2 would make it safely, but some 4-2s would miss.
But it's based on tiebreakers?
Yeah, based on tiebreakers.
I'm trying. Yeah.
But yeah, then cut to a top 8. I'd imagine.
Only top 8?
Yeah, it's only top 8.
Our audio doesn't. Our audio doesn't have. It does?
Now, what were you saying earlier about what they're on? Who's running what?
I'm not sure what Vincent's playing. I've seen him in the tournament before. He went to his top cut of regionals. I believe he got top 32.
Yeah, I remember 32?
He was playing Napoleon Excelsior.
Yeah, I remember
I
that.
believe he was eliminated by Vincent and Jericho playing Dark Eye Wizard. Okay, that's better. Okay.
Yeah, okay, I can hear you better.
Okay, yeah, he was playing Napoleon Excelsior at regionals, eliminated by a Dark Eye Shaman Rosary deck. And I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure Frank is playing a version of a Dark Eye deck. I'm pretty sure that's what I was told earlier. Not sure what he's partnering in with. Frank Diaz, I believe, defeated Sam Chen earlier in 6 rounds. I've seen him at 3 tournaments, and every tournament he's played a version of Napoleon. And with Napoleon getting stronger with the release of Landorus EX, I'd imagine he'd probably stick to his guns and play Napoleon if he really likes that deck.
Who, Vince?
Yes.
Seems like a good deck to me.
It's a very strong deck. Diving Draw is a very good ability. Let him draw 2 cards off of 1 discard.
But on the other side of that, like, how popular is Landorus going to be?
Actually, more lightning attackers have not very popular. Most of the electric decks run away from the lightning attackers using V2, Tornadus, Rayquaza. You would imagine they would have a Raikou, but most players today haven't been playing Raikou. So Napoleon would probably be safe from these lightning attackers.
Yeah, I did notice a lot of Blastoise decks.
Yeah. So Vincent starts with a Mulga to Frank Diaz's Landorus EX and Mewtwo EX. Attaching a water energy, confirming my suspicions of him playing an Napoleon deck. Now, starting with that, Landorus EX is going to be very painful because since Vincent's playing Napoleon, he's going to get one-shot by an Napoleon with 9 Pokemon in play. Landorus EX is indeed weak to water. I believe Vincent could assume that Frank is playing more Mewtwo's, and from what you see with the start, you could assume that he would want to go Mewtwo, but he's not sure.
It does look like an Napoleon deck.
Yeah.
See the pip up?
Gets a is that 2 pip-ups?
Yep.
Okay. So, Frank Diaz could just judging by this, you can tell he's either playing Dark Ride or a fighting deck, but you see him also call a Dark Patch away after playing a Plus Power. Which I mean, he's probably going to play a Professor Juniper.
You think that he's Dragon in the deck as well?
I'd imagine.
So I'm not too
Dragon's a
familiar.
very powerful card.
I'm not too familiar with the Landorus decks yet.
Well, it's a very new deck. Landorus just came out last set, Boundaries Crossed. Dragon's still a very powerful card. One-shots Darkrai with Retaliate if they do not have an Eviolite. He's going to get a Darkrai. I'm sure he's going to want to main focus on using Darkrai in this game. You don't want to attack with Landers.
Yeah, Landers probably just going to sit on the bench.
Yeah. He can eventually probably catch it up and knocked out by Empoleon.
Definitely.
Now what Frank Diaz wants to do is eliminate the Pebbles as soon as possible. Keep Pokemon off of Vincent's bench, weakening the power of Empoleon. Also keeping his bench size to a minimum.
And what I see here is I see a lot of EXs on Frank's side. Do you think like that's a bad thing?
No, not necessarily. No, all the EXs are very powerful cards.
I know, but at the same time, I feel like the prize war is going to be like too great if he can manage to get.
See, with the EXs, what it does is that Roselia on the bench that notably has Roserade, a very powerful card. Let him search for anything when it evolves into Roserade. The Roserade will never become a prize that matters if he doesn't bench another non-EX attacker.
Yeah.
So regardless, he has to kill 3 EXs to win the game. Whereas Catcher the Roserade doesn't do anything for him. But Frank Diaz gets a powerful first turn, hitting the Pip-Up for 40 with the plus power and 30 to another Pip-Up. But Vincent doesn't show a very strong hand, no supporter. He's switching into the Molga and using Call for Family again, getting another Pip-Up. And he's gonna have 4 Pip-Ups in play. Now, do you want to note that Frank Diaz is playing Experience Share? He has the Experience Share on the Mewtwo. It's a very interesting card. I really haven't seen Experience Share featured in Dark Decks.
What was that?
The Experience Share.
Yeah.
Like mostly Dark Decks, you rely on the Energy Surge, Energy Switch and Dark Patch for Energy Acceleration and Manipulation. But with the Energy Surge, Experience Share, excuse me, you keep the energy in play, attaching it to one Pokemon, and makes it easier to keep energy in play, even for more energy switch plays, but at the cost of giving up using Eviolite or Dark Claw. In this case, even Dark Claw wouldn't work on Mewtwo or Landers, but still. And I guess Eviolite is still a very powerful card, but it gets, in my opinion, I think it's weaker because Keldeo is still going to 2-shot you regardless of the Eviolite, but it still helps prevent 1-shots from Keldeo.
Yeah. I'm still not too clear on what Frank's running though, because I mean, you could go either way. You could either see more of a dark side, because we haven't seen that yet.
I would assume you focus a lot on the dark, because when you play Darkrai, you focus a lot on dark energies using dark patches. That's a lot of space to commit your deck. Whereas the Landers in the tracking, you don't need a few fighting energies. You don't need many fighting energies to attack with it.
Yeah.
Where Landers only needs 1 to do 30 and 30, and the tracking just needs 2 energy, 1 fighting, and 1 colorless to just retaliate. Of course, you'd probably see a few more fighting energy, so it could be able to land crush.
Well, doesn't the which blend energy has fighting on it?
Well, the blend energy that has fighting does not have dark on it.
Okay.
But even though you can still use prism energy, which counts as all the types.
Yeah.
But in a deck like this, you want to keep using fighting energy because it's the basic energy. So you can use energy search with the energy switch and the benefits of experience share. So that's why you'd see like fighting energy over like the prism. Or the good side about prism though is you can use it on Sableye. You don't have to spend the fighting on Sableye, where you can just junk on it with the prism energy. Now, I haven't seen Sableye. I would assume you'd run Sableye in this deck. He gets an energy search, getting a dark energy. And this can be really big trouble. He's gonna threaten. Well, I don't know what to threaten right now, but he could possibly get a Night Sphere with the right cards. But that'll put a lot of pressures, showing that Vincent doesn't have a very strong hand. Attaches the dark to Landers, retreats to Mewtwo with energy. Energy switches the dark energy, and then X balls for the knockout. Oh, he's not. Vincent getting a little too eager. Hasn't announced his attack yet.
Seems like he's just trying to powerhouse Mewtwo at this point, because
because at this point, Vincent's showing a very weak hand. He has no supporter.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's strong.
So, and then I'd imagine you wouldn't play a Mewtwo in this deck. You could. Well,
yeah, I think I see 2
I see Excelgor. And he top decks the end. Plays the end. I saw Excelgor in his hand, so he's playing Excelgor like he has in previous tournaments. The Excelgor is a very good card against the deck, assuming Frank Diaz doesn't play Switch or Keldeo EX. Keldeo X would be a very good card because it's basically an infinite switch.
Yeah.
You touch a dark energy, you'll be able to rush in through paralysis and then free retreat with Dark Cloak. But the same vein, Keldeo is weak to grass. So you could catch up the Keldeo EX, and then deck can cover it.
Then keep it there.
And keep it there.
If they don't have
if they don't have another Keldeo or switch in their deck. And then it would be knocked out next turn.
Yeah, once you get the actual core lock up, it's really strong.
But I'd imagine with the whole knowledge of the paralysis locks, the flip TNE decks, you know, keeping a Darkrai deck in place because they don't play Switch, more Darkrai decks would shy towards playing Switch now in preparation of decks like this. And he's going to Fury attack the Mewtwo.
Got 2 heads.
Is that 2?
At least.
Oh, he gets 3 heads. He gets 3 heads.
I didn't see the first heads, I just saw the last head.
3 heads on Fury deck. It's not bad if you're in a situation like this.
He really doesn't have any other options though.
Yeah, he has 4 Piplups in play and none of them are evolved yet. This Piplup is going to get knocked out by Mewtwo. He's going to computer search, discarding a Skyline and something else. I did not get a chance to catch what he else discarded. Looks like energy switch.
Switch or search?
Switch. It's any card from his deck. Now, computer search is a very powerful card in Darkrai decks because you play Sableye, and Sableye can retrieve the energy search. Computer search. So if you get, let's say, a turn 1 jump hunt after playing computer search, you have access to any card in your deck, assuming your opponent does not play N.
Yeah.
And even if they do play N, the computer search is back into your deck, which you can play again. You can Scala for it, and just reap the benefits of computer search. I think this deck, any deck that involves Sableye, has the best use of computer search. Because not only does you get any card, it also discards cards from your hand, so you can discard Dark Energy you need for Dark Patch.
And even if you don't have the Dark Energy in hand, you can just take one of the junk hunted cards.
Yeah.
And discard that as
Yeah,
well.
you also
Again.
Yeah. You can discard a trainer and then just get it back right back with junk card. And he touches another fighting to Landers. Now, even though Landers is indeed weak to water, he can knock out Empoleon on 1 hit with 3 fighting energy by discarding them all, or 2 fighting in the cost, discarding all the fighting energy, which will then do 150 damage, knocking out Empoleon on 1 hit. Now Frank Diaz gets a Mewtwo with his Ultra Ball. Now that Roselli on the bench. Now, even though Frank Diaz is playing computer search, he also has the option of playing Roserade. Roserade also gets you any card in your deck, making Frank Diaz have plenty of outs to situations in his deck. And he's going to X-Ball for the knockout, going down to 2 prizes. Vincent's in a very terrible position at this point.
He did kill the Empoleon though.
He needs to hit a Rare Candy. I'm not sure if he has it in his hand, but he's going to Sharon. Even now, if he gets the Rare Candy and Empoleon, he could not knock out the Landers because there's only 7 Pokemon in play.
Yeah.
That would do 140 to the Landers, not knocking it out. But then
he can try and get
then he threatens to be knocked out.
He may try and get the Shellman on board.
Well, yes, he'll get the Shellman, but he's not going to be able to deck and cover this turn.
He can still try and set it up for next turn.
Yeah. But at this point, he's going down to 2 prizes. I believe it's just flashed up. Mewtwo in his deck. I'm not sure if that was.
I don't think I saw any Shellman in his deck.
Yeah, it looks like all the Shellmans are... Okay, that was a Mew EX, not a Mewtwo.
All of them are prized.
Yeah, looks like the Shellmans got prized.
Very crazy. This is a
This game is really not going Vincent's way. It's a terrible start with no supporters and then having all the Shellmans prized.
That's really bad.
It's very bad. He's a long way to come back. And it doesn't look like he's in a very good position to be able to come back. There's 2 Hammerheads from Landers EX, which just knock out 2 Piplups. Not in game if you can't evolve them. But even the Night Spear also does the same job if you can get that powered up.
Do you see Mew EX having any kind of use in this situation?
I don't remember Vincent. If he has a double call in a sense, he could knock out the Mewtwo this turn. But at the same time, if Frank has an energy, he just wins the game by knocking out the Mew, discarding all the fighting energy, and doing 150.
Yeah.
Like Land's Judgment does 80 damage, but if you discard all for a fighting, and a colorless, it does 80 damage. If you discard all the fighting energy, you do 150, which would knock out Mew EX and then win.
Yeah, that's the hard situation here. Does he use the Mew EX or does he risk the double prize?
In my opinion, I don't think he can go for the EX because all Frank needs is an energy. Any energy, he can just have an energy search, or even the Rose Raid would get him the energy he needs to win the game.
Well, he went with the Mew EX.
He's going for the Mew EX. He's going to X Ball for the knockout. He's going to hope. I'm not sure if that's a tool on the Landers. If it's an experience, then the game is over, but it's not. I think it's in Eviolite. Now, from the look at how Frank is looking at his hand and not promoting Pokemon, tells me that he does not have the energy he needs to win the game now.
He has a ground hit. I don't think he did.
Now, Vincent could come back because this is Skyla. If there's an energy switch in his deck, the game is over. But Frank could be ended too. He's in a very vulnerable spot where Vincent could come back and get a quick Empoleon, swarms the board, knocks out the Landers, which doesn't look like a toffee considering there's not many Pokemon in play. But if he could, he can end him too. There's no energy on board outside of the Landers. So if that gets knocked out and loses all the energy, go down a 2-card hand. And there's not much you can do. Even though Rose Raid is a very good out to this, if he draws that Ultra Ball or the Rose Raid straight, he can get a Juniper or any supporter he needs. But Frank just gets a Bianca with his Skyline, which tells me he doesn't have any Junipers left, or discards in his hand that he does not want to get rid of. Or the last two could be prized. Also, the Landers cannot retreat. So, the Landers cannot retreat since it doesn't have dark energy. Whereas if he had energy, if he had any type of energy, he'd win the game right now.
Yeah, he needs to pay the full cost.
Yeah, it's 3 retreat cost. So, if he's able to retreat, he would be able to win the game anyway. Because he can just attack. And but since he has 2 fighting on it, not a dark, he won't be able to retreat. And then the Landers would be in danger of getting knocked out. Somehow, Vincent got Napoleon and the Pokemon in play. But he's going to Hammerhead, put 30 on the Mew, setting up for a Night Spear knockout later on, and 30 on the Piplup. Now even then, the 30 on the Piplup is worrisome because if it doesn't involve the Hammerhead, knocks that out, and puts down Frank Diaz to 1 prize, or a Night Spear, which is winning the game with any Pokemon. Now, here we go, the dreaded end to...
Well, this Mew play may have turned it around for Vince.
Yeah, like it looks like since Frank didn't have the energy, it put Vincent in the chance to come back in this game. Now, Frank would need to draw a supporter. Ultra Ball would also be a good out to this. He would have the Rose Raid option and get any card, which would probably be a supporter. That's also assuming that the Rose Raid isn't prized.
Assuming he doesn't retreat the Mew, though. Can he do that?
He could retreat
to avoid
the
the double prize take knockout.
He could retreat the Mew, but yeah, I would assume he would retreat the Mew.
That way he doesn't have to risk losing the game next turn.
Yeah. Also, yeah, energy. And energy would win the game too if he doesn't get the. It's a rare candy in Poland. Uh-oh. There are 9 Pokemon in play, and that would do 180 minus 60, would do 160.
Employing counts all Pokemon in play?
Yes, all Pokemon, including your opponents. So it would be 160, not knocking out the Landers. He catches the Rose Raid. I like to play a lot because it takes away the Rose Raid out. Even though the prize probably would not matter in the game, but it takes away that powerful option of having Rose Raid. And because if Frank would get the Rose Raid to play, he would effectively win the game. So he would get any card he needs, which would be the outs, and still win the game. He's going to retreat the Mew, and then knock out the Roselia.
I'm surprised this game has really turned around now.
Yeah. And he's going to play N. He's going to get 2 cards with this. If he gets a catcher and energy, he wins the game. If he gets a dark, that would really good.
Has he used any catchers yet?
I'm not sure how many catchers. I'd assume he's used a few, but
I haven't seen any actually. I may be wrong.
I know he played one turn 1. And I think I saw another one for a flip up. So I think it's at least 2 in the discard.
Why was that hard side? No, I didn't see it fall.
Video?
No, I didn't see it fall.
Even then, though, he can just knock out the Employeon and then put on Vincent.
If he needs an energy, yes, he needs an energy to knock out the Employeon.
It's okay.
So at the least, he can see energy and still be in a decent situation.
Because Vince is going down to 3 cards, which is also very easy to not have anything with. But Vincent hasn't played many supporters. As you can see, we got share.
Yeah, the worst would have been with this stuff right here.
Oh, let's see if Frank got anything off of this. He's in a very, very, very vulnerable spot. Granted, the Landers will not be knocked out, so he has an extra turn to do stuff.
Yeah, his Dark Eye probably isn't going to end up doing anything now. It's just been
He's
sitting
going
there all
to
night.
Hammerhead and put 30 on Empoleon and the Mew. Putting the Mew at 60, and then the Empoleon at, what was it, 80. Total sets Empoleon up for a Land's Judgment without discarding the energy to knock him out.
Pretty sure you can search Exegor with that?
Huh?
Can you search Exegor with the level wall?
Yes, Exegor has 90 HP. You can get Exegor here, which should be very good if you can get a deck. I don't know if he has DC in his hand. I would assume
He doesn't. He drew it with the...
Yeah. He give a deck to cover and then set up the Landers for a knockout with the Empoleon. And then Frankie's wouldn't be able to treat unless he has a switch. Which you haven't seen any. You haven't seen any switches. Unless he discarded something, I missed it. And I haven't seen a Keldeo yet. So this
I don't think he's running
Vincent
it.
could very well win this game. He's going to attack command. He benches the Mewtwo and plays it. And he wants to thin out his deck. Even though the Mewtwo is something to knock from the Mew EX. But with the Pokemon to play, Mew EX won't be one-shotting it right now. But it is
Figured you'd play them anyway.
yeah, you want to thin out your deck. You want to draw. You don't want to get rid of as many useless cards. You don't want to draw the Mewtwo. You don't want to draw the Eviolite off the end. Frank's in a very tough position. There he's going to, I think he's going to Hammerhead and put 30 on, I would assume the Mew. Target that down more. Oh, he puts it on the Piplup.
That's right. He's not able to use a second Landers, second attack, right? He needs some energy.
No, he needs another energy, yes. Vincent could get another Napoleon into play with Scarlet and the Napoleon in his hand. Could evolve the damage cripple up, preventing that from being knocked out. But yes, he's going to Scarlet. For what I would assume is the rare candy.
Unless he wants to maybe possibly catch or something up.
Well, no, because you're taking out the knockout on the Landers. Switch.
I think you may already have the rare candy in hand then. Because I did see Napoleon.
Yeah, he hasn't planned. Well, he was looking at the rare candy on his deck, so he's contemplating getting it. So I assume he doesn't have the rare candy. He's playing the Switch. Trying to see, not sure. Oh, yes, he has a Sharon in his deck. He has not played a support, he just used diving draw to draw 2. Oh no, take that back. He played a Scala.
He did driving draw before that though.
Yeah, but he played Scala. Yeah, he tagged commands for a knockout.
And I'm pretty sure Vince has this one.
Yeah, it looks like Vince is probably. That should
unless he sees something.
He's going to play the end if he has a double cross.
How many has he played so far? Only one?
I have not seen any. No, I think
there was
one.
On the Mewtwo,
one.
the first Mewtwo.
If he doesn't come close, the game ends here. This is a very tense situation. If he does not get anything, you can just deck and cover away, go back in your deck, roll damage, and bring it back, and also paralyze. So,
if he can't one-shot the Mewtwo, which probably won't happen.
Yeah, it's not going to be a one-shot. He's definitely not.
Well, again, it's also based on what he draws from the end.
It's true. Vincent is getting N to 1, but he has diving draw. He can go through his deck.
Is his Showman Evolve on the bench?
He has an, I believe that's an Excel on the bench.
I don't see energy on it there.
Yeah, there's no energy on it though. So yeah, he would need the DC. Both players fishing for a DC at this point.
Dark Pack.
Dark Pack.
I wasn't getting all 3 of my troubleshooting.
Both these players on the top deck mode, but Vincent has, yeah, I think just passed.
I think Vince has a Switch and something else in his hand.
Oh yeah, the double colors is on the Mew, so just cover with that. I just forgot. You got a double colors on the Mew, so you can deck and cover with that. He's gonna deck and cover now.
Ah, that's right.
And Frank Diaz scoops it up. It was a very good game. It's a very close game. Vincent was able to come back.
That'd be disappointing
after a few strong ends. Napoleon proved to be a very strong card today. A lot of Napoleon decks showing up.
I'm glad he made that Mew play.
Like, yeah, the Mew play was very risky, but he had to.
No other options.
He had no other options.
He needed to see his Shaman.
Yeah, he needed to knock out the Mewtwo. Mewtwo was putting on too much pressure. If he had the energy, then you lose, but you got his chances to take. But he didn't have the energy, so he was able to come back and win the game.
Yeah.
This is a very good game. Cool. Vincent move on to 5-0 with his Napoleon